Welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for taking some time to chill with me today. So in today's video, I have a LATTAFA haul. So I have 6 fragrances here that I want to go over that are new to my collection. So if that's something that you're interested in, then just keep on watching. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Naya. Here on my channel, I love all things fragrance and I sprinkle in some beauty here and there. So if that's your thing, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, become a member of my YouTube family. Also like and share this video, guys, as it helps my channel to continue to grow, and I greatly appreciate it. If you're one of my OGs, you guys are the bomb. So second time recording this video. I did not have my mic on the first time, so I did the whole video with no sound. So here we are back at it again. But you don't care about that. You just want to know the 6 new LATTAFA fragrances that I've added to my collection. So I will say I've had a chance to wear 1, 2, 3 of them. The other 3 I have not worn yet. I just kind of tested them on the back of my hand. But we are going to smell them today. We're going to see what we think. And on the ones that I have worn, I'll probably be able to give a little more detail. But keep in mind, these are all very new to my collection. So they really haven't had a lot of time to sit and mature. So, you know, with Middle Eastern fragrances, they are definitely going to change over time. And we love that. So the first one is going to be Qimmah. I love that green bottle. Green is my favorite color. I love Miss Qimmah. Such a pretty bottle. So Qimmah is inspired by Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. And unfortunately, I have not smelled that fragrance. I have. I'm sorry, I'm lying. I smelled that when it first came out. I don't remember what that smells like. So this is Qimmah. Qimmah has top notes of almond, coffee, middle notes of tuberose, jasmine, and tonka, base notes of vanilla, cacao, and sandalwood. So Miss Qimmah is beautiful in my opinion. This is one that I have not had a chance to give a full day's wear, but I did spray her on the back of my hand a few times just to test her out to see what I thought. And oh, in the air, that is pretty. That's pretty. I really, really like that. So this to me, in a nutshell, is a pretty designer fragrance. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the best way possible. Sometimes in your collection, you just want things that just smell pretty. You don't have to think too hard about it. You don't have to go through your whole collection to try to figure out what you want to wear. This just smells pretty. I really, really like this. So I do get a little bit of that coffee and the almond note, but in my opinion, it is very mild. You can barely detect it. In this fragrance, I found it a little hard to pick out individual notes because in my opinion, it's blended very nicely. And it's just blended into a sweet, slightly creamy scent when it starts to dry down in the middle. And then it sweetens up throughout the wear of the fragrance, because in the beginning you get a little bit of that coffee, you get a little bit of that almond, but then as it dries down, it sweetens up and you get a ton of that vanilla. At least I did on my skin. And for whatever reason, on my skin, I was getting like a creamy, sweet coconut feel. I know there's no coconut listed in here, but to me, that's what I was getting. Just a light coconut feel. It was sweet, slightly creamy. This is just an easy reach. This is just a beautiful, easy reach. You wear this to work, depending on the field that you're in. You wear this to church. You wear this to your mama house. Your mama gonna like it. She's gonna ask you, girl, what you got on? This is pretty. Very, very pretty. So I'm curious to See how this one develops a little more. Curious to see how it really plays on skin with a full day wear. So I'm excited to test this out and see what I really feel about it. And love that bottle. Again, it's absolutely gorgeous. So again, this is Qimmah. And so guys, I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just kind of grabbing what's right in front of me. And so the next one is one that I went back and forth on because it is part of the Yara line. I started out with the original Yara, and then I got the Yara Candy. And I'm going to be completely honest. I just recently started reaching for the original Yara because that sat in my collection for a very long time because it just wasn't pulling me in. It wasn't doing anything for me until recently, and I started to develop a likeness for Yara, and so I have worn that a few times over the summer. Yara Candy, the hot pink bottle, I don't necessarily reach for that one right now, specifically because I'm not in the mood for a strawberry note. So when I'm in the mood for strawberry, then I'll definitely reach for that one. But I wanted to give Yara Tous, is that how you pronounce it? I wanted to give Yara Tous a try. And so the notes kind of got me when I saw this, and I said, why not add another Yara to my collection? You know, Yaras are very inexpensive and easy to get. So I said, let's go ahead and give this one a try, especially because at the time I was on a mango kick. So I wanted to check out this one. So Yara Tous has top notes of mango, coconut, and passion fruit. Middle notes of jasmine, orange blossom, and heliotrope. Base notes of vanilla, musk, and cashmere. And so this is one that I did have a chance to wear. And I will say, since I got this one, it has changed a lot. And I don't know if it's changed for the better. So when I first got it, I got that sweet, juicy mango off the top. I felt that it was really pretty, somewhat realistic, but pretty nonetheless. And now it's just kind of giving me a musky green mango. It's not a juicy, mouth-watering mango, at least not on my skin. It kind of gives me a green opening and a very musky, almost dusty type of feel to the fragrance, and just nothing exciting right now. So on paper, it smells amazing, but you always have to test these out on your skin to see how it's going to mix with your body chemistry. And on my skin, I get a green mango that smells a little musty, slightly a dusty feel, if you know what I'm trying to say, a little dusty, and barely sweet, barely sweet. So this one, I feel like I'm gonna have to let it sit some more. When I first got it and sprayed it on the back of my hand, that mango was juicy, it was sweet, it was really pretty, and I got really excited about this one. But I'm gonna have to let Yara Tous sit for a little while because she's going through some changes and I want her to change in the right direction. Yeah, and it seems like it's gotten a little more perfumey, if that makes sense. It has a perfumey presence to it now that it didn't have when I first got it. So it has like a strong perfumey feel to it. Yeah, so we're gonna have to let Yara Tous sit for a little while. Now, my homegirl, I'm gonna tell you, it's a pattern. It's a pattern with these LATTAFAs. So if you remember the last video I did, my top 5 LATTAFAs, I will link that here somewhere so you can check that out on your free time. But I went over my top 5 LATTAFAs at that time in my collection, and there has been a pattern. So I could be not even checking for a particular fragrance. Like I wasn't checking for Ethereaq, I wasn't checking for Angam, and absolutely fell in love with those fragrances. And now this is another one that it wasn't even on my radar. Wasn't interested. Saw the rum note in it and I said no thank you, because if you've been with me on my channel, you know I'm not a huge fan of overly boozy fragrances. I will put it that way. I don't mind a touch of a booziness in a fragrance, but when it's overly boozy, that just becomes too much for me. And so I don't know why, you know, I kept seeing reviews, oh, it's boozy, it's boozy, it's boozy. Okay, so it's boozy, so I'm not going to mess with it. And so I came across another video and someone was saying, you know, it's not as boozy as everyone's saying it is. And so I said, okay, let me go ahead and get this one for myself. So this is Miss Petra. And the camera isn't doing it any justice because this bottle is absolutely gorgeous. And check out my dent. I've only worn this 2 times. Yeah. And she is denting. And she is beautiful. So Petra has top notes of rum, plum, middle notes of tuberose and coconut, base notes of vanilla, musk, and praline. And so, oh, I wore this to work yesterday and took the bottle with me. And I want to say around the 3-hour mark, I touched up. Not because I needed to, but because I wanted to. Because it's that pretty. So what I will say, in this fragrance, you get the plum and you get the rum immediately, right? But the rum in here is done so smoothly and it is blended so well with the other notes that it doesn't feel overly boozy to my nose. Even though I'm getting it, it's not overly boozy. And to me, that rum feels just a touch, just a kiss, a touch spiced to me. So it feels like a little spiced rum note to me. This is gorgeous. That plum in here is magnificent. The other notes, the coconut, the tuberose, it all just blends like perfection. This is gorgeous. To me, this is very classy. This is a elegant feel. It feels sophisticated. This feels like if you're dressed up and you're going out somewhere, you're going to an event, a work event, date night. This feels like it can just be worn whenever you want. It feels like this is one that I would reach for year around. It's beautiful, guys. And that vanilla in here and that praline, oh, absolutely gorgeous. So if you were like me and you were afraid of the rum note, feeling like it was too boozy, you definitely get it. It's in here. You're going to smell it, but it's not off-putting. It's blended so well and so smooth. This, in my opinion, it feels like niche quality. This is done so well, so well. So I absolutely love that. Like I said, you're definitely getting that plum. You're getting the rum. That tuberose in here is sweet and it's creamy. This is a gorgeous scent. This is a gorgeous scent. Absolutely love this one. So again, this is Petra, brand new to my collection. So the next one, guys, is going to be another one that I went back and forth on for the longest time. People were literally split down the middle on this one. Some people hated it and some people absolutely loved it. And for me, I just didn't know if it was worth me picking up, you know? So I said, you know what? I kept seeing reviews on it. The notes look interesting to me. And I said, let's just go ahead and give it a try. I think the thing that held me back from getting this in the beginning, people were comparing it to La Belle. And because this fragrance and La Belle was created by the same nose, that kind of gave me pause. But I said, it's a great nose. Quentin Beach. So Let's get it. So this one is Teriaq. And so I do have Teriaq Intense, and I love that one. And that's another one that I went back and forth on. So I wanted to get Teriaq to see what I thought. And so Teriaq has top notes of caramel, bitter almond, apricot, and pink pepper. Middle notes of honey, rhubarb, white flowers, and rose. I wonder if the white flowers is considered to be jasmine. So I'm curious about that one. Base notes of leather, vanilla, musk, labdanum, and vetiver. And so I wore this the other day when I was just around the house because I wanted to test it out and play with it on skin and see how I felt about it. And let me say this. So when people were comparing this to LaBelle, now I have LaBelle. I have all the LaBelles except for Patty. Hey, Miss Patty. I have all the Scandals. And so first spray, first initial thought was I could understand what people were saying, right? But as this started to dry down, I said, no, this is nothing like LaBelle. In my opinion, I get the opening. I understand what people were saying, but to me, this isn't like LaBelle. Just my opinion, and people can have their own opinion, and that is awesome. So for me, I get that bitter almond throughout the wear of this fragrance. And so it gives it just a slight bitter undertone to the fragrance. You get the sweet caramel in there, and then I also get a fruity feel, which is the apricot, but I couldn't pinpoint and say that's an apricot, right? But this is beautiful to me. Now, I will say on my skin, I didn't quite pick up a leather note. I felt like in the complete dry down, what I got was that musk, and I got the vanilla, and it felt like just sweet skin with that slight bitter undertone to it from that bitter almond. So on my skin, that bitter almond stayed. This is gorgeous to me. I really like this, but I will say I don't think that this is a safe blind buy. Because I can see where people are split 50-50 with this, loving it and not liking it. She's busy. She's a busy girl. She has a lot going on. And I can see how people can be put off by that. But to me, when I wore her, I think it was raining outside and I just had like some Netflix on and I had just taken a shower and I said, let me just go ahead and test her and see what she's giving me. And I just felt so cozy. Instantly, when I put this on, it just gave me like a cozy feel. So that's just my wearing experience with Teriaq. I absolutely love it. I don't think she's a safe blind buy. I can see why people are split on that one. So that's just one that you're just going to have to test for yourself to see if you're vibing with it. But I love it. So that's Teriaq. The next one that I have, I think this one just came in the mail about 3 days ago. And I'm going to tell you, when you see this bottle, you're going to be like, girl, you're so late to the party. I am, because what I do is I let the hype die down and I will go back and I will look at old reviews on fragrances and I want to see what people, had to say about it. But then I'll look at current reviews and I want to see if people are still talking about the fragrance or was it all just hype. So when I came across this one, people were still, saying this is like in their top 10. They love it. It's very pretty. So I said, okay, I want to try it for myself. So this is La African Drummer. Girl, I'm late to the party. I know. Forgive me. But I had to add this in because she's a new LATTAFA to my collection. So Miss La African Drummer has top notes of coconut and bergamot. In the middle, we have ylang ylang, jasmine, orange blossom. In the base, we have musk, ambroxan, and vanilla. And so This one, I was in the mood for coconut when I was doing research on this one. I was in the mood for coconut. And so I didn't want a sunscreeny feeling coconut. I just wanted a pretty coconut scent, and this gave it to me. This is jasmine forward. Even though jasmine isn't supposed to peek through into the middle, jasmine said I'm here, and it does the same on my skin. Jasmine is to the forward, and she's a strong jasmine. So if you are sensitive to jasmine in any way, she is a strong jasmine, at least to my nose and on my skin. But you still get that creamy, sweet coconut. You get that brightness from the bergamot. Yeah, you're getting vanilla. This is a creamy, sweet, floral coconut scent. Very pretty, easy reach, spring, summer fragrance. You're going out to lunch, you're going out to brunch, you're going out with your family. A beautiful floral. It's feeling slightly tropical now from that ylang. And that coconut is beautiful in here. Like I said, it doesn't go to the sunscreen side, at least not on my skin. And that bergamot just keeps everything nice and bright. This is beautiful. Now I'm starting to get some of that orange blossom coming through. And that's just kind of rounding everything out. This is done very nicely, I have to say. Really, really like this one. So if you were like me and you're late to the party and you're thinking about this one, if you want a pretty spring, summer coconut scent that has touches of white florals, some tropical feel from that ylang, and that nice, beautiful orange blossom, and that bergamot that just keeps everything bright, this is your girl. Very pretty. So La African Drummer. Love that one. And so guys, my last one that I have is a love straight out the gate. This one is a love for me. This is going to be by the Niche Emirati line, and this is Nadira. Look at that bottle. Let's give it up for that bottle. Absolutely gorgeous, right? And so I was on Sharita's channel and I was watching her recently, and she talked about Nadira and it just sounded beautiful. And so I looked at the notes and I said, this is one that I definitely want to add to my collection. So the top notes, oh, I'm getting that in the air. Oh my goodness. So the top notes for Nadira is going to be mango, passion fruit, black currant, and you get all of that in the air without me even putting the strip to my nose. Middle notes, milk accord, caramel, and strawberry. You definitely get that strawberry in there, and that caramel just makes everything sweet. It's making my mouth water. Base notes, amber, vanilla, and benzoin. Guys, you have to like sticky sweet. Sharita was right when she said that this is a resinous scent. To me, you definitely get that mango. You get all the fruit. You get the passion fruit. You get the black currant. But the main fruit that sticks out to me is that mango and that strawberry combination. I really pull that on my skin. This, ooh, is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is blended to perfection. This feels like niche quality in my opinion. This feels sophisticated, elegant, fruity scent. But it is sweet. This is like resinous. It is like tree sap sweet, sticky sweet. I mean, it feels like, in my opinion, to my nose, on my skin, it feels like if you were to take a cold incense that is fruity, juicy, sticky sweet, and just put it to your nose, without lighting it. There's no smoke associated with this fragrance, at least not to my nose. But to me, that amber and that benzoin is kind of giving that resinous feel of almost like an incense, almost like a myrrh feel, if that makes sense. Yeah, if you were to tell me this had myrrh in it, I would believe you, because that's the vibe that it gives me, right? No smoke associated with it, not a heavy, in your face incense feel, but just that vibe. If you took a tropical incense that's fruity with the mango and all that, and you just put it to your nose and smelled it, that's the vibe that I get from this fragrance. So you have to love sticky sweet, because this one is sweet. On my skin, I didn't really pick up a milk accord. Like I said, I mainly got that mango, strawberry, caramel combination, right? That's the main thing that I got. The warmth from that amber, the sweetness from that vanilla and that benzoin. This is gorgeous. Like I said, in my opinion, niche quality, very tropical feeling. Like I said, from that mango and the passion fruit. I am in love with this one, and I'm so glad that I added this to my collection. So again, this is from the Niche Emirati line, and this is Nadira. So guys, that's going to do it for my video today, my new LATTAFAs that I currently added to my collection. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you come back, subscribe to my channel, become a member of my YouTube family, like and share this video, guys, because that helps me out a lot. Let me know if you have any of these in your collection. I know you do. If not all of them, you probably have most of them. Let me know what you think. And until the next time, guys, bye.